How do you handle vendor cost breaks in Cetec? The first step is to open Cetec ERP and go to the part record where you'd like to add vendor cost breaks. Click Price, Cost Plus. Click Pricing. Now you're on the pricing page for this part. Scroll down to the Cost Quantity Breaks section. Here you can add non-vendor specific cost quantity breaks for this part. Type in the lowest quantity. And the highest quantity for this break. Enter the cost, in dollars, of each part for purchases in this quantity range. If there is a starting date for this break, enter it here. If not, just leave the field blank. Handle the date end field the same way. Enter any notes you'd like. Click Update. Now let's see what happens when we create a PO for this part. Click Purchasing. Click P Quotes. Click New P Quote. We'll leave the header blank and just go straight to entering the part information on this quote. Let's set the quantity within the range we just created on our price break. Click Add. We can see that the cost has been set automatically to $3, which was the amount we set on the cost break. Back on the pricing page for this part, we can also create vendor-specific cost breaks. Note: vendor-specific breaks will not contribute to the part record default cost, but they will get pulled in first on a P quote if the P quote is for the applicable vendor. Search for your vendor. Click Add. As before, enter the lowest quantity in the range. And the highest quantity. Enter the cost, in dollars, for purchases within this quantity range. Let's say this is a temporary cost quantity break. We'll enter the first day this break is active. And the last day. If you'd like, you can note the lead time, in days, for this part with this vendor. And any applicable notes. Click Update. Let's choose another vendor. and add 2 cost quantity breaks for purchases from them. To add a second break, we just click the Add Break button here. By default, Cetec inputs the next highest value as the minimum quantity for the second break. You can either edit this field or leave it set as is. If you wanted to delete one of these breaks, you could click Drop, and then click Update. However, let's leave that second break there. Now let's test out one of the vendor-specific cost quantity breaks we just set up. We know that purchases of this part from Bob's Outsourcing from a quantity of 50 to a quantity of 100 cost $2.75 per part. Let's go back to that quote we looked at earlier. Click the pencil icon to edit the header information. Change the vendor to Bob's Outsourcing. And click OK to save our changes. Now we'll delete the line we created earlier by clicking the red X. And then delete. Let's enter new data on line 1. We'll set our quantity between 50 and 100 per the cost break. And we can see that the cost we set on our cost break is showing up because our quantity is within the correct range and our date is within the active date range for that cost break. What if, instead of manually entering cost breaks, we want to save time and import a whole catalog of them at one time? To get to that screen, we'd click Parts. Click Pricing Maintenance. And then click Pricing, Costing Import. Click Choose File in. From your computer, select a.csv, spreadsheet, file format of the pricing catalog you wish to import. Then click Import File. After the import, Cetec will provide you with a data scrubber to further format the data to ensure a successful import of part pricing. That's it. Now you know how to handle vendor cost breaks in Cetec ERP.